Okay, these are all the rocks I found and have polished in my backyard, in my 10-foot square. So we got quartzes, quartzites, granite type stuff, gondotillite, which is an unusual rock, some rough stones, and these are probably the best ones right here. These are more interesting ones that came out. So we'll start with the more interesting ones. This is banded shirt, and it polished absolutely beautifully. Look at that. How cool is that? It's like zebra stripes. That's banded shirt. This one was so rough that I wasn't even sure if I should tumble it, but I did tumble it, and it came out really interesting. It's probably like the beginnings of an agate, like it was starting out to be an agate. You get gas bubbles like this. You get these little spaces that fill with crystals and agate material, but it never got there. It just sort of developed into something. So it's close. This, I think, is an agate. This is what they call an eye agate. So you see those eyes. For it to focus there. There you go. So you see the eyes. There's a lot of them in there. And it polished beautifully. This is very hard material. You see all the little blobby things in there. That was really neat. That one's probably one of the coolest ones I found. And then this is quartzite, but the materials are so fused that it got a beautiful, beautiful shine. So it's pretty, common rock. I have a theory about quartzite, and that is that the more heat and the more fusion that goes on with the grains. See, these are all grains in there. They're all. The more fused they are, the better it shines. And there are ones that don't shine. They just simply don't shine. So, like here's an example I call it a failure. See what I mean? Those little breaks, I think, are breaks between the crystals, and it just doesn't shine up well. It's a cool rock. But it never shined up, and that's the same with this one. This one has been through. This one has been through at least 2 or 3 full sessions right now. It used to be a lot bigger stone. I've ground it down to nothing, but it never came out. Never came out. So those are what I consider my failures. Here's another one. They're cool rocks. But they have so many pits in them. By the time you're done, it's not really cool. Now this one I consider a failure, even though it polished beautifully. Wait for it to focus. There we go. So this is a quartzite or a quartz with some very fine grains, very fused. But what happened is the entire rock was made of this color, a yellowish color, which is probably iron staining, and it was on the outside. And when it polished, it all rubbed off, and all you got is this gray. So you lost the real cool color that it started out at. This is probably one of my best ones, which was a beautiful. And this was that yellow color that I saw, but this time the yellow color goes all the way through the rock, and it's fused, so it polished beautifully. So that's it. Now a lot of people pick up granite on the ground. Granite is, I see the rock guy on the Michigan Post, and he just dumps granite. He doesn't even look at it, because granite is really, really hit and miss. This is a wickedly cool rock. When you look under a microscope, let's see if I can get it close enough to. There are green crystals in there, big green crystals, like peridot or epidote, or they're translucent green crystals. They're beautiful. But I had to use mineral oil on it to get it this shiny. It polished, but there's so many cracks in it, and that's typical of granite. Granite is just a pain in the neck. Granite tends to do this. So you get a lot of cracks in it because it's made up of all these crystals, and it's a pretty rock, but it just has so many problems with it. So your best things that come out, the things that probably come out the best are ones that have big blobs of quartz. They're probably the ones that come out the best. For some reason, this rock, and I found a few of these, also comes out quite well. It polishes pretty nicely. It's still, you get, see the black parts, you can see the gray, that the gray is polishing. And it gets stuck in there. And this one came out beautifully. This, again, it's hit and miss. What granite is, I think it depends on how much the crystals have fused, whether you have success or not. That one is like pink, but it has a lot of, you can see it has a lot of the white quartz. And they're fairly big crystals, so that's probably why it polished. It really came out pretty good. And that's granite, and that's hit and miss. Then you have guandotilite, which is a really neat stone. It's a conglomerate. It's the dark material is a base, and the inside are pieces of jasper and feldspar and stuff like that. It does not polish very well, as you can see. This is through all the stages. And it has a shine to it, but it just, it's just like granite. It has a lot of problems with it, and I end up usually putting mineral oil on it just to keep the polish. Like this one, the mineral oil is worn off a little. Now you can't. Now you can see all the little cracks. This one had bigger rocks and less base, so it came out a little better. That's still guandotilite. That's that black material. That's the soft stuff that doesn't really come out. This one came out okay, even though probably because I didn't go through all the stages with it. I knew it wouldn't come out, so I just left it at a certain stage, and it came out all right. Let's go on to tillite as well. So some of the rough stones that I found that I didn't want to polish was this. Here's one. This is a basic granite, but it's like as it was cooling, these flecks of this black stuff just sort of formed on it, like tourmaline. These are crystals, but they formed at a different time than the rock. So it's a pretty ordinary rock, It's pretty ordinary rock, and it's got these things in it. I just thought that was kind of cool. So that was found in my backyard. And I've shown this one before, but it's another conglomerate, but this one for some reason really turned out really well. It's like chocolate pudding. It just has all different things in it. And then what I thought was going to be the star of the show is this guy. And this is like a glob of chalcedony. There might be some pyrite in there, but it's just a gorgeous stone. It has all sorts of things in it. This is after putting mineral oil on it to sort of dull the white spots, because the white sticks out a little too much. This is even after applying mineral oil, and I couldn't polish it any further because it'd be too small. You end up with a pebble, So you can only go so far with some of these things. And then let's see. So that's the collection, my collection so far. So we've got different things that I've found in my collection. I'll just take a tour through it here now. Agate. Yeah, it was the coolest find. I was so excited to find that. That one too. Gwanda Delight. Different granites. And it's a beautiful quartz. These are the ones that polished the best. These quartz, I'll put them on the top because they're so pretty. And then the others either end up gray or had a bad polish. So they did turn out very interesting.